That's what he said. He's like junkies. And he said people lie about their experience, Joe, which is what a lot of people do, bro.
Every trade that I've ever interviewed for, bro, or been around, man, it's like it's always the same thing, man.
You lie about your experience.
Well, no. They have trouble with junkies.
Sure,
lots of drug abuse. They have trouble with people lying on their experience. Because like people are just good. Especially when when they need the money from you, they're just tell you what you want to hear to get in that job.
We get it all the time down at my job already. They do it all the time.
I mean, some people it works out, and sometimes it really fucking doesn't. Sometimes you're.
I feel like for a guy like us, it might be worth a try, right? Because you're a quick learner, so you just get there and you're just like, yeah, and you just try and learn as fast as you can.
Oh, bro, I think I could fake the shit out of something, bro, real quick. You know what I'm saying?
You never know, though.
Pick it up real quick.
Like
of course you never know.
A stockbroker, right? Oh, I got 10-year stockbroking experience on Wall Street.
Yeah, but
they just throw you in there like, get us some shit going. You're just like. 980 calls on Microsoft. 980 calls on Microsoft. 1023. Give me 1023. I want to put on that. No, you just start talking fast. You got to, right? Because you want to fit in. So they throw you in. Everybody's talking fast. You just start talking fast. 950 plate. 950 plate. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I did that one. It's been about 3 years. What do you know? What do you know about calls? Can I put a call in there? We're not going to put a call. Like
hemorrhaging.
What do we do? I'm hemorrhaging right now. I need it. Where do you go? Where do you go to buy calls? Where do you
send it?
You just keep acting like you forgot things. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I know it. Oh, I gotta buy a call. That's just the shit you learned in the Reddit. You know what I mean? But it's the shit you learned in Reddit, but you're asking where do you go to do it. You know what I mean? I need a call. I got an assistant. Do I get an assistant? You're learning it all as you go. That would be so great.
How's your Robinhood experience been going so far, bro?
Well, I'm not doing much. I mean, obviously, DraftKings lost today.
You said it did it really though? As far as I'm concerned, that's like trading sideways. It went down. That's trading sideways.
It went down $3. I think it finished with 2. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it seems every day has that one big problem. So I think
I don't like it.
I think it's just gonna trade sideways. I don't think you'll see it go down.
That's why I didn't want to buy a call on it, bro. Because I'm like, I don't know where it's going in that time period, but I know it's going up eventually.
Yeah, that's it. The next thing that we all gotta look at, bro, is the next wave of like recovery shit, bro. Airlines, cruises, shit like that, man.
I fucked up because when I did buy that DraftKings stock, the one I was comparing it to was Twitter. I was like, Twitter's at 44, bro. I was like, why is Twitter at 44 and all of these other companies, all these other social medias are so high? I was like, I know that you could probably bet on Twitter at 44. And today, the biggest increase of the day, fucking Twitter. 8.8%, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're buying a stock, is that 8.8% really anything, crazy?
It would have been cool, right? To be like, hey, I made a good decision,
Yeah.
Do you know why it went up 8.8? I had to get to the bottom of that.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the exact reason, but I remember reading it.
Snapchat, bro. Snap blew. Did you see the revenue? Yeah. Did you see the revenue, Steve?
They beat the estimated revenue by, I believe, 170 million.
They said one of the highest totals of social media of all time, bro. 50 billion. 50 billion is their evaluation now. I don't know if it'd be. I guess it's there.
No, it was. It was 500 million. It was 600 million, 670 million, I believe. It wasn't billions.
Bro, Snap's valuation.
Yeah.
It's 50 billion.
Yeah, their valuation, but that wasn't the revenue.
That's insane, though.
Yeah.
No, but that's insane. That's insane for Snap, don't you think?
Well,
50 billion is like, damn. I didn't think they were doing that good. But anyway, it's ad revenue, right? So that blows away every other.
I mean, like, that's not what they're making, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just what their value.
No. I don't know. I forget the exact number that they made, but it was the highest number among the social media platforms. They blew away what they were expected to do. They set like one of the highest quarter marks of all time, bro. Like something that was unbelievable.
I believe for Snap, but I believe against other social medias, no.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. They're bigger.
Because Facebook blows them way out.
They're way bigger. I'm saying for Snap, like they blew away what they were expected to do.
And that's the big thing, right? Because they were.
But I learned something today is that now you see, right? That bump, it bumped all social media platforms, bro. So really, anytime that we see a social media maybe get higher than annual or looking for a good quarter or something like that, I think it's safe to buy any short-term call on any social media platform.
Yep, exactly. No, trust me, bro. So especially with the recent Robinhood thing where like you can do lists now, like I gather a lot.
Yeah, I got lists, dog.
So like,
I like that.
so if you go and you look at airlines,
Let me get this out here.
you notice that all the airlines pretty much follow the same track, even up to like Boeing, bro, which isn't even an airline. It's an aerospace company, you know. But if you look at them, they may not all follow the same thing, but generally they all track each other. Same thing with social medias. And I mean, you may have the outlier Facebook, which is worth so much more, than like Twitter and stuff. But Facebook also has like Instagram and all these other
Right,
business
they're
ventures.
together,
You know what I'm saying?
right? Snap's by
Yeah.
itself,
So
right?
yeah, exactly. And so is Twitter, and that's why I think you see them on a similar valuation. And yeah, I mean they track themselves not exactly the same, but pretty much the same. And no matter if one's worth 40 and one's worth 20, it would typically track each other. And I mean,
Now, why is Twitter flirting at such a lower margin?
then what?
Facebook's at 212, Twitter's at 44.
Well, I think one of your biggest things is
Well,
this.
Instagram's with it.
I think one of your biggest is this. Facebook owns Instagram. I mean that easily. Once Facebook bought Instagram, bro, I think their share price like skyrocketed. Because I mean it adds so much value to the company. You also see Facebook entering the streaming space. Facebook gaming, that's garnering a lot of attention and a lot of users. And
you see what
and
they did?
Facebook's ad revenue, that's the thing. Facebook's
Right.
ad revenue is ridiculous. When you go on Twitter, you don't see ads like that, bro. You don't see a lot of ads. You won't see that on there. You know what I'm saying? Facebook that's why like when you see them pull up and you see Congress talking to Google, Apple, Amazon, and Facebook. Well, because Facebook, that's how high their influence is. That's how much Facebook isn't just like a social media company anymore. It's a tech company. Twitter's a social media company. That's not a tech company. Facebook's now what I would consider, pretty much, a tech company. What they're investing in and the avenues and what they're trying to do. Twitter's just trying to be Twitter. You don't see Twitter acquiring like Instagram or remember Twitter acquired Vine and then they immediately canceled it out. Like Twitter could have kept Vine, and that might have, they may be $100 company because of Vine, because now you have TikTok.
Maybe they see it as a competitor.
Yeah, but you see TikTok, it's like Vine was the precursor to TikTok. And
But I mean, if we're gonna talk what ifs, well, maybe when they bought Vine, their evaluation went up strictly because their highest competitor got rid of, right? So that's why they're already there. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But that's why I think you see companies like Facebook, that is pretty much worth quadruple what they're worth. Facebook invests into other things and acquires competition. I don't think Twitter has the capital to do such a thing like that yet. I don't think Twitter could go and buy out Snap because Snap is like now you see it's pretty much worth just as much as Twitter is. And I think Snap was a real surprising one because people were led to believe that Snap was a dying platform because TikTok was the new, That's what people were, because TikTok's numbers are ridiculous, but they're not a publicly traded IPO.
Right.
So I think that comes from a lot, like you see older people stray away from Snapchat as they get older, but it's really about, the young population, the young crowd. And I mean, as you saw, Snap proved that for once it can, one, turn a profit, and two, continue to garner new users, So I mean that's why it jumped up so high, because its future valuation was just,
I will not buy Snap though.
No, I will not. No, most people won't.
No.
Most people won't.
I will not buy Snap. Strictly because I think that the coding in the app is shit. Like I think it's a shitty app. It's slow, it's laggy, it freezes up, it slows everything else down. It's just shitty.
It was after the COVID.
Don't invest in things you don't use, right?
Yeah, it was after COVID crash. Snap dropped to about $8-9 a share. That's when you pick it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I've been doing, bro. So when you talk about what I've been doing on Robinhood, that's what I've been buying. I just I mean, of course, right now I didn't have much capital put in it. I'm gonna put some more in this weekend, but I was like playing with about like $75, something like that. Not even. So I went ahead and I bought that one DraftKings stock just because I was like, all right, I'm about to build this DraftKings stock. I believe in it. And then I was like, now I'm gonna go like take some chances on shit. And I was like, what do I want to see? I was like, well, I want to see companies that have lost hard this year, right?
Yep.
I was like, I want to see them down on the year hard, but over 5 years see them up. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, that would show the true bounce back of what they were doing before COVID, right?
Yep.
So then I started just doing my numbers of trying to find more and more. So I got a list like that now. I got my list that I'm looking at for like the ones I want to buy stock on, and the one that I'm looking at calls, and then the low stock, low calls. So I got about 4 different lists going on. And I found a couple little ones. So like I bought Cody. Like I just wanted some shares in it because it was something that it's a perfume maker. It owns 15% of the perfume industry. It was on a 56% increase at the year, but now it's down 28% like in the last 3 months basically. And it was down to like 380. So I'm like, I had like $10 on there. I sold I sold my free stock and I bought just a bunch of Cody. I bought like as much Cody as I could.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, I want to keep finding shit like this. So that's where I found the Marathon Oil. And then I bought Marathon Oil and I found Polish Power, which is a coal industry in Poland. And I was liking the way they're looking, but I didn't buy them. And I'm happy because the day they came out and said that they're not in the urgency, they don't feel any urgency to strike deals. And I didn't like that, right? Because deals put stock up. That's how I was thinking. I'm like, their stock's on the decline. So I avoided that one. Got Marathon, I got Cody, my DraftKings stock. I tried to buy a call on Marathon Oil, bro. I wanted November. What would that be? The third week, November 20th. I tried to get a call for November 20th at Marathon Oil at $7, bro. And I was gonna put like $15-20 on this thing, dude, and just invest hard on this marathon. Because I was like, bro, it's at like 386, the Marathon Oil. I was like, man, I'll be surprised if after the election they give everybody this money, bunch of deals get signed. I see all oil going up. I was like, this thing can go up 250, but it had no action on it. So it got canceled, bro. Yeah. So I went down, and I think this Friday I'm going to buy the one right underneath of that. So it's the same thing for a $6 call.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
That's so.
I won't make much, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I want to cash a call, right? Before I buy a big one.
Yeah.
I want to like, so, that's how it works.
One thing I always do, so like if I get a contract, I put her a call, and for some reason, it goes the opposite way really sharply and makes the call go to $1 per contract. Usually if I have any money sitting my buying power, like $4 or $5, I usually will take that and just buy 5 more contracts of that $1 contract real quick.
Right. Exactly what I was trying to do.
So when I was thinking about it with the Dave & Buster's with Play, Tuesday at close, about 20 minutes to close, they were only worth $1 per contract. Had swung a different direction going at close, and pretty much made them only worth $1. I only had one of them I bought it for like 10. So I was thinking about just buying 10 more of those real quick. So I was just like, it's Tuesday, I have till Friday. If it goes to 8, you still you compounds all that $1 ones, and you just make, $7
what was it at when you bought it?
When I bought it, I think it was 20. Yeah, I think it was 20.
It was at 20.
Yeah, I think I bought it for 20. So I went down to 10. I can't remember, but I think it was at 20. Went
the
down to 10.
The stock was at 20.
Oh, the stock at the time was about 17 and some change.
Okay. So you gained about $2.
It was a 20 call.
And you got a 20 call, right? And so far you gained about $2.
Well,
and the stock total price, right? You said me 1926.
Well, that was today. This was Tuesday. Right. This was Tuesday when I first bought it.
That's what I'm saying. So far, you've gained $2 and like 50 cents.
Well, right now, because right now, I've gained about because right now it's worth about 25, and I still held them today because I'll tell you about the open today.
See, that's what I get confused about, right?
I'll get into it. Yeah,
I don't understand that.
I'll get into it. So I didn't end up buying those $1 anymore. Those $1 ones, just kept the one. So it went the next day.
You bought the one for 10.
Yeah, I only had the one. Yeah,
right.
And at
for
this
$10.
Point, and at this point, it had lost all $9 of value and was only worth $1. At close. So typically, like I said, I would probably just buy 4 or 5 of them because, like I said, if it goes up to $5 and I sell them, well, me $4 on that.
You added that on.
It's a little bit, yeah. So I did it, and then I went to the next morning, and this thing went up to $25. It had a nice jump overnight, and it made this go up to like $25. So I'm just like
$25 stock price or call price? That's a
$25 contract price.
Contract price, right?
Yeah. So it goes up to 25.
You bought it at 10, it's worth 25 now.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to learn it, so I'm following.
I bought it at 20, so I went to 10, and then I went to 1.
I thought you said you spent $10 on one contract.
I can't remember. I think it was 20 though.
Okay, you spent 20 on one contract.
Yeah, so then it went completely all the way down to 10, and then 1.
Right.
And then I was going to buy at the end of the day like 5 of those $1 ones that it was worth. I was going to buy 5 more of those. But I didn't. The next morning had a nice increase overnight, a nice jump overnight. So they were worth $25 in the morning. Well, at that point, I only had maybe $5 on the one. But if I bought 10 of those $1 contracts real quick,
you made 50, $60, something like that, right? Oh no, it would have been one, right? Because
I
it would have
made
been
$250 if I bought 10 of them.
Right, because it's 1 to
you know?
25.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. Yeah, so I made like $250 real quick. I was like, oh, this is great, you know. But you know, it is what it is. So when I went to 23, I decided
next time someone
one.
goes down to $1 call, that's like Disney.
And when you have time,
holler at me.
Well, like I said, you know, this wasn't.
I mean, come on, bro. You're getting a prime stock though on a good ass price.
Well,
Tell your boy.
Well, at this point, I've lost money.
I wanted that call though. I would have bought that call. Well, if you told me that, if you told me right now there was a Disney call for $1 that looks promising, I'll buy it.
Well, it's Dave & Buster's, you know. So.
Dave & Buster's, sorry, same thing. But any of those Disney, you give me anything like that.
I'll let you know. You know, one of the ones I'm feeling good about. But this one, so like when I went to 23, I was like, you know what, I sold the DraftKings call I had that was worth 23. I just sold that one real quick, got rid of it, and put that into the play one. I was like, I feel good about this. You know,
I think that's a good move for you.
It just got
I didn't like the call.
Good. So then when I went to this morning, you know, when I was telling you how it looked good pre-market. So when markets opened, the shit both of them went from 23 to 38. You know, they're both for 38. And, you know, so now I made $40 real quick.
Right.
I made a quick $40 and it goes up to 45. So I'm trying to sell real quick. Well, you know, the volatility in the morning that's moving a lot, is jumping around a lot. So it goes to 45 to 48. It comes back down to 40, then 38. So like, you know, when it starts like ticking downward, if I set it to sell someone for $40 and it goes to 38, well, no one's gonna buy it for 40 because now it's 38. So I'm trying to get rid of them before it goes back down. Eventually, the morning volatility settled in, and it pretty much went to 28. And at that point, you know, we only made, you know, that like $30. I'm just like, I'm gonna hold it because I feel good. It's still ramp. It ended today at 1920. You know, the 20 call for Friday I have tomorrow still. You know what I'm saying? It's been upgraded. It's looking good. People, you know, it's upgraded still. You know, it just went from I think buy to strong buy. You know. You know, so I'm feeling good about it.
So do you have Friday too?
You have all day Friday.
You have all day Friday till 4.
And you can sell it Friday. Yep. So, but I don't like doing that, you know, because that's where you get the theta crush, bro. That's where you get the theta. Theta is the time left on the contract, and you lose money every day you get closer to expiration. So any of your possible gains may be cut in half by your theta, by your time. You know, you may have.
Who the hell is this son of a bitch back behind some goddamn Argentinian TV screen decide if my calls are worth the money?
So
my calls will hit.
So right now I believe it has a theta of 9, you know, 0.09. So I go into tomorrow, the option's automatically worth that $9 less because of time decay, you know, automatically. That's what your theta Greek is. But you know, my delta is really fucking high. I have a delta of 30. You know, if I get in the money, you know, I could this thing could easily, you know, be worth a lot. You know, and I'm feeling really strong about it. I don't know what it is, but I'm not gonna doubt my vibe this time, bro. I'm not gonna doubt my vibe. I'm gonna see it through. You know.
But you only have one.
I have 2.
You bought 2.
I bought 2. Yeah, I bought 2.
You bought that one.
Yeah, like I said, I sold the DraftKings call, and then it was still worth 23. So like I took that 23, immediately put another one for 23. Gotcha. So now I'm sitting in 2 plays into this. It ended today. I was I just broke even for the day. You know, I had some ups and downs where I made $10, $12, but you know, that's whatever. So I just held. I broke even for that. I didn't lose anything. I didn't gain anything. So tomorrow I'm thinking I'll have a nice little jump again, you know, or a nice climb up, and I'm gonna try and just sell it by end of day, you know, and that will be that. You know, if I make $10, cool. You know, if it ends up being a little nicer, I end up making $40, $50. That would recover all my losses for the week, the past week already, though. You know, so. And that's the whole goal. If you can turn that 50 to 100 real quick, turn that 100 to 200, and keep it self-sufficient real quick, pretty much the ceiling's limitless from there because all you did was put in that initial 50, you know? And if you get it up there to that 1,000 and you keep it self-sufficient without putting any more money in, that's where you can start making some real plays, man.
Right, but you only get one chance to put in an initial 50. After that, it's another 50. It's not a 50 again, you know what I mean?
No, well, it's 100, you know what I mean? You put in
100, that's what I'm saying, you know? So it's like, I can say the same thing about the roulette table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The ideal is to get enough to where you can bet without still leaving with some. Like,
Yeah,
all right, I
100%,
I
yeah.
bet 100, I made 1,000, I'm gonna put 500 in my pocket. You know
Yeah.
how when you're on a dice game, you hit, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh, I put 20 in, I'm up 100, I'm gonna put 50 away, and now only gamble with 50.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's what you want to do all the time.
Oh, 100%, man. That's what it's all about, man. And that was the other thing. It had low open interest on it, you know. So I mean, it's not gonna sell as much.
No, I just love it because
You
it's
want those,
another
those nice
gamble, and
open
like my
interest.
dumbass thinks I have a chance, you know?
Well, for me, it's like it's gambling, but I'm just like, oh, I'm investing. I'm investing,
I'm a
you know.
diversified
And
portfolio.
you go tell someone, oh shoot, craps. I lost 150 craps this last week. I'm going this week too. It's like
Right.
stock market's been a little rough. The
You know what I thought
market's
was
my
weird? How they have that
finances.
percent that's like your portfolio diversity.
Yeah.
Why are you showing that to me?
What
Right?
do you
I
mean?
know what I got.
Oh yeah.
Like, why are you trying? You're trying to convince me to buy stock somewhere else now. That's what I felt like. Like, it's like a kind of a trick on you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you could have fucking 30 grand in stocks, you know, but you only got it in one field. So it's like, oh, your portfolio is only 30% diversified.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to buy somewhere else. Like, bitch, my 30K in healthcare is cashing out.
Yeah.
Oh, but you might want to buy some in the mechanical field or something.
And that's what
You don't have diversity.
that's what I'm trying to learn, like the different types, of kind of like investing strategies. I'm also trying to learn those because I also don't want to just be out here just sitting here and being like, oh, a strike expiration date, just doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you want to you really want to diversify your different strategies and also want to diversify, like, I mean, I think that's to be the key to like really making some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're in type of some crazy market and you have some huge capital, that's when, when you start doing shit like that, it's when you really start, kind of getting a passive income on a thing. And I mean, like, I guess that's a goal of mine, is to get that to be a passive income. That would be cool. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I'm thinking about, at least. I'd love to just get that to be a nice, solid passive income and just be like, bro, if I could just spend a couple hours, hours on my phone, not, just fucking do that and then do whatever else I want, I'll do that,
See, when I gamble, I'm never like that though, man. I'm always like, it's the same way I am with like the UFC bets. Like, I think if I had $100, I could probably definitely make some money if I just bet the fights I know will win, But I like trying to go for all the marbles, and like that fantasy ranking thing. I'm always like, I'm gonna try and pick this because you can have a lineup, right? And there's 100,000 entries, so not there could be 1,000 entries with the same exact entry. You got to do that one thing that makes it a little different. And the one time you strike, and you end up winning 150 grand or something.
Yeah.
That's how I like to picture
exactly.
it.
Yep.
So I just want to put I like to get like $180 in there, just buy $180, fucking, I don't know, call on Microsoft in fucking December or something. And it's worth, I want that story you said where it was like the guy like did something, was like worth 30 grand.
He put $4 grand in and then ended up making 380 grand.
I don't want.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Bro, it's like, and that's, I mean, like, that's my whole thing is like, if I can, build a little bit of capital, when you start doing that, you can start really playing with stuff. And like, that's where your big flips become big. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I mean, here I am, I'm not, I don't know much. I didn't go to, I didn't study economics. I didn't go to, a trading course. I didn't do any of that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there was, I did go out and I did do a fucking $600 flip trade real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can go out and just fucking, and I mean, people do it every day. You know what I'm saying? Where like people just like, make that big flip. I mean, people do it every day. I mean, this is like a job for some people.
Yeah,
it's a job for some people.
I feel like it's gonna be like my second biggest gamble now. Right behind MMA.
Yeah,
it's probably it'll bump football and basketball and baseball.
Buying stocks, depending on how you do it, I think that's less gambling. I would really
Buying
call that
the stock,
investment.
yeah.
Really call it investments. You know what I'm saying? Because it
it
compounds. Yeah. But the options.
So you don't own any stock?
No.
You've never bought a stock?
No.
You just all calls.
Yep. I'm not all calls. Puts, calls.
Puts.
Just straight options, bro. Options trading. You know what I'm saying? I think it's fun because for one, like it is exciting for me too. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's exciting.
You get, serotonin.
Check
so
it.
I mean, like people don't want to see losses, but even when you're sitting there losing, I'm sitting there. I'm just like, like they say it on the Reddit a lot, where it's like, you got the diamond hands, you're holding that bitch. It's like you got the losses, you're just like, I know it's gonna be good. You're just holding. You're just like. That's how what today felt like. It's just like, I know tomorrow's gonna be good. I'll hold this bitch. Diamond hand bitch, then the fucking or it's gonna go broke. Or it's gonna go broke. You know what I'm saying? Well,
it's like $20, right?
right now it's $40. You know, I guess not
That's
really.
cheap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
20.
I guess
But you sold out. Yeah, it's
$40,
$40.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
you gotta
But-
count it as real
But I
money.
mean, like, you know, for me, it's like I don't think I have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, you know, like I said, I literally sat down and walked away
All
for
right.
6 months. And I just got back to. I don't think I have to
Oh
have a
no,
gambling
no,
addiction.
no. Let's
Do I
stop.
gotta
Let's
have a
stop,
gambling
people.
addiction?
Let's stop, people. Steve, you've got a problem. No, I don't think you got a problem. You ain't lost enough yet, and you hit some. You
I know when to stop. That's my problem. You know, I know when to stop, bro. You know.
No, you don't.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
I'm joking, bro.
100%, man.
Yeah,
No,
I know
no.
you get annoyed with your losses eventually, but it is fun. I tell you what, you probably always go back to it. You always have a little fun with it throughout your life.
I'm always gonna have fun with it, but I mean, like, I think right now it's like I'm always gonna take a shot at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like, you know, I lose my guy in there now. You know, at the end of this week, I'm taking a break, but I mean, I'm always gonna come back to it. You know,
Think
I'm always
about-
gonna, you know, throw a little money at it.
Think about how you are checking your stock. You imagine like the owner of a publicly traded company. I wonder if just every day he's like looking at the stock, like, why my shit go down $4?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I literally did nothing yesterday.
That's what always makes me trip the fuck out. Where it's just like, oh,
Tesla,
you know,
$1,300, $400.
it's like, oh, stock's down, Apple's down 2%. It erased 4 billion in valuation in one single day. I'm just like what the fuck?
But how did Tesla go down so much so fast? I think that's pretty
I
crazy. Like
am-
that was a crazy
That's
bump.
one that most people didn't see coming.
That was a
lot of
crazy
people-
bump.
A lot of people expected a really solid run. Like if you look, you know, Reddit and a lot of places where they talk about where Tesla's like that's like a main strategy for a lot of people. Just Tesla call. A lot of people lost fucking money on it, bro. I saw a guy who lost $330,000 in
No
his
way.
account, bro. He had 5,000 left. It was $330,000
On a call?
I don't. I think it was all on one
He
test
just-
on a couple of tests on literally 300,000 worth of Tesla calls, bro. I don't even fucking know.
Bro,
You
it doesn't
know?
even make sense.
Dude, that's the only way you lose. Like if you had a diversified portfolio, you wouldn't lose $330,000
In a
in
given
single-
day.
Well, like not a day. It was like over time.
He must have bet it all. He must have was riding it, right? He was riding
Had
it.
to be,
And every
bro.
time he kept double or nothing, right? That's what he kept doing. And then like he's like, it got to 1,300. He's just like 1,500 call, 300,000. Like
Yeah,
just
mhm.
flipping it to the point where he's just like, look how much it hit for me. It hit 10 times in a row. I hit 10 calls in a row.
Yeah.
I'm getting that 11th one. I'm gonna really pay on this one. And then whoops.
Mhm.
One play too many. It's like a blackjack, right? When it's like, hit me. Hit me. Fuck! 22! I lost it all.
Dude, I'm
You
sure,
lose it
I'm
all
sure
when
that
you
shit's
gamble.
like 100% fucking stressful. I'm not sure how they would.
Oh,
I'm not sure how you
bro.
would deal with.
I don't
like,
even know
something
how
like
to
that.
feel.
You
I
know?
literally, you talk about suicide? That's what you're feeling like.
Because I mean, like, I just, you know, loses like $40. I'll be down like 30. I'm just like, fucked up. You know? It's like, well, with these
God damn it,
guys, like, man,
subreddit.
and then you look at it, you see a bad red day. You're just like, shit.
You look at the big red days, you just go right on that subreddit.
I mean,
You're just like,
like,
I want to see.
They have. I
Who
mean,
took
like,
the L's?
they have to know, because if you look at all these fucking companies, man, and you look at their 5-year chart, you know, it's just constant, you know, upward movement. And it's like, so they have to also know it's like, you know, it's more about the 10-year outlook. You know, day to day, you'll blow your brains out. You know, but it's all about where the company's in 10 years. And in 10 years, I wanted that triple value, and it has to be, you know. So
Yeah, I swear, like the more I gamble, the more I realize it's all 50-50.
you know,
It's all 50-50, Steve.
yeah, bro. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because
I think that's the best way to gamble. You got to
the
realize
only
it's all
way
50-50.
you know for certain in the market is if you're insider trading, bro.
Look,
That's the only
bro,
way you know for certain.
You see how it was in the chat the other
Shit don't
day?
make sense.
You see how it was in the chat the other day? It's like, bro, look, I'll take the favorite for that amount of money, or I'll take the underdog for the amount of money they're supposed to get. With Rodney, I'm like, I'll bet $20 win, or I'll bet 10 on the race to win 20.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
one or the other. Because I think it's all 50-50. I really believe it at this point, bro. At this point, I think every bet's 50-50, and you just need to play the odds. Like, is it just good odds? Okay, if he's a huge underdog and the odds don't show it, you bet him. If he's a huge underdog and the odds do show it, you don't bet it. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Well, like, I flipped it around. If he's a huge favorite, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's a huge favorite.
But
The odds aren't showing it. You want him, right?
Yeah.
You want to bet him heavy. But someone's a huge favorite and he ain't showing it, then you slide from him and you go look at the underdog. That's why everybody says never bet on the favorites. Like when you're sports gambling, everybody says there's no money in the favorites. What's the point of me betting Khabib's gonna beat Gaethje? You know what I mean? There's no money in that. I make $30 on 100 or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
you bet $30 and win 100 on Justin though. You know, so you say, okay, well, look how close the talent is. There's this much chance, and it is a chance that he can win. Give me the one that can win big. It's not saying that he is gonna win, but that's the smart bet. Yeah, the smart bet ain't always the one that wins. You can win $20. You know, that's what I'm saying when I sports gamble. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do a big ass parlay. I ain't gonna do 6 favorites. I could probably make $80 if I want to. Fuck $80. I'm finna bet 6 underdogs and go for 8,000. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
That's what I feel, bro.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel, man.
I don't put enough out there to feel like, ouch, you know? Like if I like usually on DraftKings every Friday, I'll put in like $15.
Yeah.
And I lose it, I'm like, fuck, you know, but I don't really care. Cause I'm like, that's a sub or something, you know? Like
that's exactly how I feel about this shit, bro. Cause I put a little bit in it at a time. You know?
I was a little scared with the 50. That's why I bought the stock. I was like, you know what? I just think DraftKings going up, so I'll buy stock. I'm gonna buy stock.
I mean, you put the 50 in
until I get something, you know.
That's the thing, man. If it's something you're going in and you're buying it for 50, you know what I'm saying? Like normally, like I'll have a high potential payout too, bro. You know what I'm saying? The cheap ones are the ones that have the lowest potential payout because they're the least likely. So they're only really going to pay out big is if you go to that strike early and then beyond. You know,
right?
So like when you're buying that 50, that's what I learned is that what I do is I buy way too far out the money puts and calls, man. Where it's like it'll be like 10% in 2 weeks time a jump. When that's like in certain times it does swing like that. But I mean on no information or no upcoming thing that you know of. That's not a really safe bet, So like you gotta get closer into the money and spend a little more on the contract price. It's just simple as that, And that would be the better thing, when you're doing those far, it's the least likely to happen. That's why it's so, that's why it's cheaper. It's the least likely to happen. So that's why you play a little closer. You pay a little more premium, and then you can get some more solid and some more consistent payouts.
But what are you betting on at that point? Unless you have some good news, That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I heard DraftKings did anything. I'm just saying I think that they're going to go up,
exactly.
right? So that's why I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy stock.
That's where when you look at some companies, like when you look at let's say a blue chip like Microsoft, you look at the 5-year chart, it's done nothing but go up,
right?
So I mean, you look at a company like that, and you're like, okay, if I do a long call, and you pay a little more premium for the time and a little closer to the strike price. It's more than likely to get to that point, and you may double or triple your money, depending on how fast it gets there.
Dude, I really think that we need to do like a November 20th, November 30th call for Fitzer, bro. I was mentioning that to you the other day. They're out of here. I just read the report, right, that they have hundreds of thousands of the vaccines ready and willing to go as soon as the election's over and the president approves it. So they're trading at 38 right now. Like, you mean to tell me like a $50 call for like November 20th, November 30th? Like, that wouldn't pay, bro. That's almost like a guarantee in my eyes. They're going to go up, right? Once that contract gets signed, they're going to go up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like we're not going to have insider trading. So, like, we need to pay attention to articles months out, right? Like, we need to hear the DraftKings ESPN thing in February. We need to be reading that and be like, okay, that's going to come. So let me buy now because it's going to come,
Yeah.
So I feel like that was kind of something where I'm like, all right. That was the same thing I was saying about the Netflix. Like right before I got on Robinhood, I was just reading how Netflix was losing subscribers during the pandemic by 5%. They lost 5% of their subscriptions.
Yeah.
And, they're still not profitable, right? Like, they're still not profitable. So that's a problem always, right? So then as soon as I got on Robinhood, that was like one of the alert things was that their stock had took an L yesterday. So I was like, oh, that's probably why the article was written.
Yep.
But this is all going hand in hand. But it looks like they're still on the way down. So I was like, man, there's probably still some skin left on that game, to take a put on that bitch just for like $5-10 less, right? There's got to be some money in that. How's a put payout? As good as a call?
Yeah. Put's just going the opposite way.
It should be more.
Just going the opposite way.
It should be more though. If I bet fucking Disney's going down $60,
that was the scary thing was that like I remember like I'm looking when I first entered right at the beginning of the coronavirus. Once I got into like May. No, it was April. Once I got into like April, and you see that it's like okay, it seems like that it's going down. You may have one or two green days that trade basically sideways, but we mostly know that it's going to the shitter, for
Yeah.
the most part.
Yeah.
And I mean, like during this time, this is my first time trading, and I'm seeing what they call circuit breakers happen. Something drops so low, they stop trading. Stop trading on they stop the trading on the floor to limit losses.
Whoa.
Not only that, but
How can they do
not only
that?
that, but I've seen 2 of those in one day. Boom, boom, bro. If it does it 3 times, they close the market. If it yeah,
Hold
bro,
up. How?
yeah.
I don't understand. I know
it's called circuit. They're called circuit breakers,
Okay.
bro. So it was
First
something that
thing
never used
first,
to happen.
that's not a real thing.
Never used to happen.
The stockbroker made that up. No boss made that up, right?
No, that's exactly what happened. I believe it was after the '87 crash. They introduced these circuit breakers. If you have if you have a 15% drop, I believe, on not any given stock, but on like ETFs, it halts trading for the day. I think if it happens to individual stocks,
3 times.
it won't
shuts
close the
down?
market, but the trading for that stock would be halted for the day. But if it happens to the big ETFs like SPY, it hit 2 circuit breakers in one day. So they halted trading.
So it just took these huge
trading period for everything for 15 minutes apiece.
Wow.
But they also have the same thing for limit ups. So it's called limit ups. If it climbs too high too quickly, you do the same thing.
Okay, so it kind of makes sense then, right? Right. It kind of does make sense then, right? Because you're seeing something. But you are seeing something though, right? Where you're like, there might be something going on, and you don't want to allow all these people to profitable. Let's cut it at this point. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
yep. Yeah.
You know what the whole Robin Hood thing that I'm in it, bro, has gave me a respect for? Remember you watched The Big Short with me, right?
Yeah.
Well, not with me, but you watched it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those guys that were betting against the housing market, like
bro.
imagine how they felt, Steve. Where there's like it just keeps going up. And you're just like, I know this bitch is supposed to go down.
Yeah.
And you're betting hundreds of thousands of
dollars.
dollars.
Do you remember they were sitting there just like, it's one of 2 things. I'm wrong or the market's fraudulent.
Right, exactly.
You're like, I'm not wrong.
Right, exactly. I did the math 3 times. I hired an Asian guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I hired an Asian guy to redo it.
Or Christian Bale's character, he's like, no, the market's fraudulent. He's like, well, you're wrong, Chris, or something like that. Wherever that guy's name was. You're wrong, Steve.
Because he had hella shares.
Wrong. Yeah.
Remember the one day when he wakes...
Remember he was down like 231% or something?
Yo, the one day when he wakes up and everybody's calling him and like
the one guy,
he bet like right the day before, like he had bet like it was going down even more. He put more money into going down the next day. It went up like 7%.
Yeah.
And everybody's calling him, look, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? He's like, I promise. And
he sent out the letter before he walked out that day.
Right. He was worried.
Yeah.
He was worried. He was costing millions.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Don't talk about when he made the money. He sent out the email.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I deposited.
I wonder how much they made
into your account, bro. So
that's a true story. I wonder how much they made.
Yeah, 100% true story. I believe
that up.
Upwards of 100 million.
How much they made? I should look that up. I want to know that one.
I'm trying to think of
Just say how much did the people from the movie The Big Short make? Well, I guess that would be the actors. Yeah, that's hard to word. You're right. Come on, Jamie. Figure it out.
I got you.
Keywords.
Let me see.
First, we got to figure out what The Big Short's based off of, right?
Well, it's off real people,
I know, but it's got to have a word or something, right? Like, I don't know, the fucking underdogs or something. Some gay shit.
I'm just gonna look up
circuit breakers.
How much did people make off the 2008 financial crisis? And I'm just gonna say that, and I think it will know exactly who I'm talking about. So let's say the most successful of them all, John Paulson made $20 billion.
20 billion?
They made 20 billion, bro.
Betting against it though?
Yeah.
He would have had to, right? Because it went down.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see, is that who that movie was based off of though?
No. That was just the best the highest out of all of them. Who made the most money? Let's see. I'm trying to sift through all the bullshit.
He made 20 billion off of people losing money. It's crazy.
Bro, this is a long ass article. I'm trying to get the fucking money that some people made on this bitch. So there's John Paulson again. 20 billion is just ridiculous, though, man. If you think about 20 billion on puts, like
what?
Let's see this one.
20 billion on puts.
Let's see.
Bro.
Let's see. One of the most prescient cause of the entire financial crisis. Let's see.
Well, the worst part is how they just kept refinancing. Like they want to refinance an 85-year-old for a 30-year mortgage.
So Steve Eisman was a key character in Michael Lewis's best-selling The Big Short. He made so his hedge fund at more than doubled in size to 1.5 billion from 700 million during the financial crisis. So I mean, I know he made a couple $100 million.
He doubled
You know
up.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Good find.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, so I mean, he made big
a
money.
billionaire now.
Yeah, he made big money.
Isn't it weird just thinking about like what that money would feel like?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
Can you even try to imagine it? You know, like having $1 billion,
I'm
bro.
just
Like,
saying,
and you win it overnight. You know, like that. Like overnight, you become a millionaire.
I just think, man, it's like the first thing I'm doing is calling and quitting my job, bro.
First thing you're doing is crying.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know what I mean, I'm done, bro.
I just had some times when I hit all them fights right, bro, and I'm just looking at like how the final rankings are gonna be, and I'm just like, geez, my life. You know what I mean? Because it's possible. That's what gives gambling such a good hope. You know, you're like, it's possible. I mean, lose a lot, but one time. Even there's people that play like lotto tickets every day. They'll play 50 lotto tickets. It's because they usually hit, bro.
And this is the thing, man. It's not like I'm sitting here. I'm just like, oh, this is the $1 million one, bro. $1 million. And I'm just like, bro, $30K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cry.
You get me out of here, bro.
Yeah.
You get me where I need to go.
But like, imagine hitting $1 million, right? Let's just say $1 million, right?
Man, Let that.
Just cry, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling you up, dog.
Yeah.
I think you might be the first person I call, bro.
I already told you, bro.
I need protection. I'm thinking about I need protection, though, right? I'm worried now. I ain't used to this.
He's got my back, He's got my back.
It's like, okay, let's try you, lying horse. Didn't even say nothing.
Sus.
Thought you were gonna ski me out of my money. Prenup.
Sus.
Spell it. Prenup. Hey, ghost. Fuck you.
You want to come for the ride?
I got fuck you money, huh? I got
But I
fuck
mean,
you
like,
money, as
man,
they
like-
say.
Like literally, bro. Like I just know, like especially if it's the big one. I'm talking like you're talking like $300 million Powerball.
You would call your work?
I would. I'll call my work.
I'd go down.
Yeah, I'm quitting.
I'd go down to get a salute. I want to give a DX right to my boss's face, couple bosses' face, just a yeah. But there's a couple guys I like, that I have grown a bond over. Taught me a lot. I like just moving on, brother.
Yeah, and there's a couple people from my work who I would hook up to that I have in mind. I mean, it wouldn't be anything like near to what like I would give someone like you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, it's just like, bro,
here's 5 racks.
Let's say
10 racks.
Well, I mean, like if I had the big one, I might give him a little more. You know what I'm saying?
We talked. $1 million ain't that much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was like, bro, here's 250. This gets you right, man. Come on.
You say you're gonna give $250K to an employee?
If I have 300 million, bro, I've worked with
$1 million. Bro. We said $1 millionaire.
That's what I'm saying. Not a couple. I'm not saying a mill.
I'm saying a mill. Like, what would you do? I said we're becoming a millionaire. Nobody said about 300 mil.
That's what I was going on about. Before we started talking about this.
Dumbass amount. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. I'm just like, bro, if I get
you could give a mill.
Let's say I get
300 million. You give a
taxes,
mill,
bro. Like literally, bro. I'm coming to you. I'm just like, look, bro. Like, here's 150 million, bro. Because for one, I think Like here's half of what
I'm gonna blow,
bro.
This.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
you already told me what 36 yachts, 36 $10 million yachts.
Straight up, that's exactly what I said.
I got that on recorded.
So if you want, you can do that.
I better spend all this with yachts.
No,
different yachts.
Yeah, but
different color yachts.
Like a million. I mean, like. First of all, YOLO win Tesla. Like, I'm going all in on Tesla.
You buying all Tesla? Call?
All in on Tesla, bro.
Big ass Tesla call?
I'm buying 1 million shares, $1 million worth of shares on Tesla.
It'd be nice if you could just buy a call for $1
life like normal after that. And then it's just going to be 10 years later. I'm just going to be like, all right, I'm good.
Here's my thing, right? Let's say if you did buy a Tesla call, right? Just for like a $5 increase, right? And then you did put, let's say hypothetically, $300 million on a $5 raised Tesla call, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't that just raise Tesla stock $5 by itself? The fact that like someone put $300 million into like this Tesla stock, shouldn't that boost it? Like that's a crazy amount of money. And what I'm saying is, I feel like if I was a billionaire, I could buy stock and boost it myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna buy this and then I'll buy Vine.
What's illegal?
How? No, I'm saying like say if like, all right, I'm gonna buy Microsoft, a bunch of Microsoft stock, and then I own a company that supplies Apple hard chips, and I'm moving over. I'm trading my business over to Microsoft also. Is that insider trading? Like I'm making a personal move. I'm going to Microsoft. I used to supply these chips to Apple. Now I'm prescribing them to Microsoft, and I bought Microsoft stock on the way.
But I think it's
I sold my Apple stock because I'm moving my microchips, and I purchased Microsoft because I'm bringing my microchips.
I think you would get a visit from the SEC,
dude. I am the insider. Like, how am I insider?
You're doing the Wolf of Wall Street move where you're just like, okay, we're taking Steve Madden public, but I also own 80% of Steve Madden. You know, it's like it's, you know, what I'm saying like
yes, you bitch.
Leave it in jail.
How do we make money?
It's
yeah, but I'll do a year for $4 billion. You know what I mean? I'll bury it.
Pay him $2.2 billion. I'm good.
Hide it.
Come on.
I'll bury it.
Panama Canal.
I'll hollow out a tree.
Going to Panama. Yeah.
I will hollow out a tree.
So I mean, like the $1 million. I mean, straight up, like I really think I'm doing like, you know, I'm doing the fucking straight up. I'm doing the dopest fucking van conversion you can fucking do, you know, or schoolie conversion you can fucking do. Okay, that's the first thing I'm doing.
I want to be there, but I'm just so worried. All the things going through my head are like, okay, I want to call all my closest friends up. That's my security guards now. Those are my security guard teams. Okay, first of all, I got to figure out how I'm going to get this money out. I want a gun. I want a gun. As soon as word gets out that I'm worth $1 million now, you know, look what they did to Scooter. You know what I mean? You don't think they hate.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get out of here. You know what I mean? I'm catching a flight. I'm grabbing all my loved ones. We're catching a flight somewhere. We're going to a hotel until I get this cash mill. Then we're fitting to figure some things out. We're fitting to get some land, get some homes going, right?
Yeah.
That's how I want to protect. Yeah. Sorry, no.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm just thinking protection. Yeah. I'm so scared.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But I mean, like, I think the first I'm doing is getting on the road, you know, and just like, I mean, like, because I imagine you could do a very solid. Actually, at that point, well, I mean, you might just do RV.
Buy an RV,
bro.
You cheap
yeah, at that point, you know, the RV. I don't know why
50 grand.
Oh, I'm still thinking
50 grand for an RV.
Yeah, like I got $1 million. I'm still thinking like that's what I would do.
Upgrade it.
Nice
or just do the nicest
RV.
Camper of all time with a big ass brand new fucking 2021 diesel truck.
There you go. That might be awesome.
And you just had the best camper of all time. You probably spend less money.
Well, you get it. That's the idea. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and then like,
and that's like 100 grand.
And then I'm probably go like put some away because I'm thinking the land project later, you know, down the line a little bit, you know.
On stock.
You know. And then I'm gonna probably, you know, then I'm gonna have some money on the side that I can, you know, play with, and then I'll probably will, you know, invest some for some passive income. You know,
100 grand in Microsoft. You know, it's about 100 grand in Microsoft stock. You can't go wrong.
Yeah,
it's going up.
Definitely, you know,
it's going up.
Yeah, you know, it's just gonna keep. It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere, but
you know, exactly. Yep. And that's why I always geek is like, you know, they like what they always say on there is like stocks only go up. Like it's like, but like it over time, yeah, like it seems like that's the case.
It just makes me think about like this Khabib Justin exchange where for some reason I'm equating Khabib to like the stockbrokers that don't lose money. You know what I mean? Like the ones that consistently see gains.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin's kind of the guys that are like got $5 grand or something trying to buy a call. And there was this point where Justin was like, I want to make Khabib see his own blood. I don't think he's ever seen that in a fight. And Khabib was like, I see a lot of blood in fights. Never mind. It just makes me think about there's big brokers, you know?
Yeah, I love right, exactly.
Big brokers that are like, I see a lot of losses.
Yeah.
I don't take them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I make money off them.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I buy puts on losses, I buy calls on gains. I'm always right.
I'll always geek at that shit too, because there'll be like some guy. I'll just be like, yeah, diagnosed with cancer. I'm just gonna yell at my money. It's just like, puts on that guy. You know, it's like it just makes it geek shit like that. You know, just stupid. But
puts on that guy 2 months out.
Exactly. Yeah. So fuck.
Somebody does something good, just like I'm buying calls on you 11:20.
Yeah, I love that video you shared of when they did it was Justin Gaethje and Khabib with the photo shoot. It was like, I'm good. I want that one.
Yeah, because that's the interim one he got.
He's the champ.
Yeah,
you know,
I like that.
Was like,
that's how you got to have that mentality.
For one, it was like, I mean, for one, it's like it shows respect for Khabib too. It's just like you know, he's the champ. You know.
He said that to him, right? He said like you're the champ, bro, or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. You know, I mean, you love seeing respect between people who are going into combat, and you know that like this isn't.
What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing? Come through, bro. I'm gonna have the setup. I'm gonna have a setup here watching
Friday.
that.
Tomorrow's
fight.
Thursday.
I mean Saturday. Saturday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like tomorrow. I was like, wait, what's
Yeah.
tomorrow?
You know what I mean? Saturday.
Well, I had planned coming over because that's when
Yeah.
they're also, you guys are also having the party. For,
Yeah. I just don't know. I think the main probably be like 5.
Yeah. So yeah,
Main event. Catch it.
Yeah, I'd definitely be over.
Yeah.
100%,
I think the last few, man, are gonna be great, but that fight, man, it's getting me fired up the more I watch shit on it.
You know, it's my girl's birthday, so she's doing her own thing with her cousin. So I'm just like, hey.
Is it her birthday? Damn.
It's her birthday Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
Monday, 26 coming up. So
Gotcha.
she's like doing something with her cousin this weekend. I'm just like, hey,
perfect.
Cool. Awesome, man. You know. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna trash, bro. I always say that.
Get trash?
You get mildly trashed. You know.
Oh, you get really trashed, huh?
I'm
it's a throw up night.
I'm gonna drink some liquor, you know. So
I picture. I want to see everybody throwing up. I want to set it up down here, though. I want to get that thing. I wish I had the wall mount. You know what I mean? Get that thing up, set up somewhere.
Yeah.
Have that watch. I told you last time we had like 25 people down here. We're all watching it on the laptop off of this thing.
Yeah.
That shit was so funny. I'm like, oh, thank God we got to do that again.
It just you can have it just running on the big TV upstairs. You know?
I can. You know? I can. Yeah, because it's early. I keep forgetting now.
Oh, it is early.
I keep forgetting. That it's not a late one. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't even need to do that.
No, I'll be upstairs. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that, bro.
Bro, I got any more brothers. You want to roll this up real quick? Little Becky.
Let me see. Yeah. What I got?
I gave you enough, but I don't fucking know.
That might be the only one I got.
I guess.
That's the only one I got, bro.
I should have brought another brother. Oh well.
I think I should have bought more.
Dog. Are you actually gonna fuck with it? It was watching you mess with that thing. I'm just like, bro, I'm just start putting it back in my bag. It's like,
this thing is gonna pearl, bro.
You do you, bro. You know, if it smokes, you know, man, I'm all good.
You saying this thing ain't gonna pearl,
bro? But
hold on, wait. I want you to say it on record.
I don't think it'll pearl. I mean, we'll have it live. Everyone can see this. It's
fair enough.
Pearl. It's not gonna pearl.
So, what do you think about that? What do you think about that fight? Who you got? Just off a feeling, not even knowing.
Off a feeling, I got Khabib, man. I just think he's just calculated, smart.
Yeah,
you know,
dad died,
and a fucking master of what he does.
I love how they just yell to him, "Father's plan." That's what they yell to him.
I literally watched the other day. I watched 6 compilations of just why he's the best wrestler in the world, and I'm just I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at him like take down people and like do shit. I'm just like, bro. It just seems like he's just going so recklessly. I could just uppercut his shit, but then you're just grappled up, and then you're just fucking wrapped up by this fucking bear. I don't know.
He's not the best wrestler in the world, right? But he's the best MMA wrestler in the world. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what it is, though. But all them people, bro, like everybody that you talked to yesterday, they had a complication of just all the people that he had fought and like what they were saying afterwards. And like all of them are saying the same thing. Like he's got a grip you never felt before. He understands balance like you never felt before. He's always got you thinking about something else, your wrist, your leg, you know, just mixing it up. But regardless of that, right? They say, bro, that top-notch NCAA guys come up in that camp. And they wrestle, not MMA style, no cage. They wrestle in the open, bro. Yeah. And none of them fuck what could be, bro. Yeah. That's what they say. That's when they say, like, when people say, can Justin stuff the takedown? Can Justin keep stuffing a takedown? You know, like,
I'm sure you'll stuff a couple. You know,
but what I'm saying is that's the mentality when you're fighting Khabib. It's not, can you stop the takedown? It's, can you get up, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the problem is like, that's what he's so good at is when you're trying to get up, he don't strike. He just fights you from getting up. And then, now you're tired. You didn't get up. Here's my strikes. You know, he's got a great game plan. And that sometimes he goes away from it. And that's when you see him stand up and shit for too long, like Al Quinta, the Conor McGregor fight. And his corner yells, Father's plan, because his father told him, look, I gave you this gift of wrestling that no one else is going to have. I taught you everything I know. You better use it. So, you know, their goal was 30-0. He's 28-0, so he wants that, and then the GSP fight, which could happen. You want to talk about the biggest fight of all time?
Him and GSP?
Him and GSP probably be the biggest fight of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, he will. It's weird because, I mean, at least from looking from the outside in, it's like this dude seemingly came from nowhere. Like, you didn't hear about him 14-0. You didn't hear about him 20-0. It was only up until, like, the past like 2 years, I mean, he became like a staple name for me at least, you know. So
Well, he's only fought in the UFC 12 times, so that's why he don't hold all the records yet. But he fought, I think it was 4 times towards ACL. Yeah, so he comes over in 2012. He fights 4 times, tears the ACL out 2 years. So then he
okay.
comes back 16 and now built the title running up 2 years, then title.
Yeah.
Now that's what you're seeing now, you know?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's very true. I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, 28-0. Oh shit, you know. So yeah,
Yeah. He was
so,
saying when he tore that ACL too, he was like, man, I didn't even want to fight no more, man, after that.
yeah, but and I mean, like, you know, it's just like, it's also cool because I mean, like, you see a dude, you know, who just seems like he has like, you know, he just has like a strong moral backing behind him. You know, it's old school, but like you have a strong moral backing behind him.
Dude, he has a huge
You
following
know,
too.
yeah, and like, you know, I mean, like he shows respect to other fighters. He's not like the shit talker. He's calm and just goes and does his thing. You know, I mean, to me, he's very likable. You know,
Oh,
he's a
he
very
is,
likable
bro.
dude. You
He
know, like
is.
he's not
Oh,
because
yeah.
not because he's like some like a wacky character or funny. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a likable dude. You know what I'm saying? Just like there's no corruption in that dude. He just is what he is.
Yeah,
And
no,
you
he's
know,
cool.
there's no straying him from
He's
that.
definitely a cool guy, man. And people don't understand how big his following is, bro. But like in Europe and Middle East and all them spots, bro, like he is
'cause he's
huge.
Muslim.
They changed the pay-per-view time, you know, so the Russians could watch him because they know that's gonna bring more pay-per-views.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's who's buying these pay-per-views.
yeah. You have me geeking with that meme where it's like smash, just smashing,
Smash.
just
Smash.
smashing.
I love the other one, the
Yeah.
Chimaev one, where he's like sitting in the Pablo Escobar meme. He's like sitting on the swinging thing, and he's like, "When no one will let you smash," because he was trying to get a fight for like ever. He's still trying to get a fight, but it's just like pictures of him like looking out into like the
Yeah, just
farm. And he's like, "When no one will let you smash." It's funny because they all say it like that.
Smashing.
They all
Smashing.
say smash. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just
There's
you
like, I'm
just-
gonna smash this guy.
you move your tongue and throat different for 30 years, and you didn't ever once speak a lick of English. You know, it's just
And
weird.
now it's kind of like what he is.
It's weird to think like because like I never really thought about it until recently. Where like when someone's speaking another language or even a whole nother accent, they're moving their throat,
Tongue, yeah.
and tongue, and they're breathing completely differently with their words, man. You know, it's like it's so weird to think of like words and language because it's really just an organized sound. Like I mean, like yeah, there's bang, pop, but I mean like just the word of just for me to be able to be like bang instead of just being like
Yeah.
just an organized sound.
I'll tell you something that's crazy. Just talking about the Khabib Justin thing. You ever seen that meme where it's like Wolverine looking at the thing
Yeah,
and there'll be something in there?
yeah, he's touching it.
Yeah, Dustin Poirier shared that before, and it's a picture of when he got the guillotine in Khabib. And it's the closest Khabib ever been to losing. And I rewatched that a few times, and it's so tight, right? But it's almost like I became a Justin fan for life after that video I sent you guys in the messenger. It's almost like Justin doesn't believe he deserves those things. That's kind of what it was, yo. It was like kind of a mental thing. He locked up the neck. Anybody that does that, usually you're going to jump in the guard. I'm going to lock my legs around you and just fully extend. He jumps and he don't put the left leg around. He only puts the right around. And that's why he couldn't finish that choke because he couldn't elevate him, with his
gives that
body.
extension.
And I was just sitting there, man, and I'm watching that video I sent you guys the other day where, like, he's literally about to break down and cry because he couldn't throw his jabs because he was tired from squeezing, And he's like, it was just like, man, you talk about a fucking guy you want on your hip in war, bro. Like, can
Mhm.
you ask for someone better? Someone just is like, bro, you die, I die, dog. You know what I mean? I'm going down swinging, bro. I'm ready. Like, just the ultimate good guy.
Yeah, I mean, and that's I love seeing that, man, and especially because I mean, it's like when I see people like that, not only is it like, it's like, man, you're good, but it's like I aspire to be that good. You know what I'm saying? I aspire to be that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I mean, like, I've never been in a position where like something like that's come out, or like you need to make that like that decision where you're just like, or like pursued something like MMA, and you lost this fight, and you were just like so close, but. It's like something to aspire to be in day-to-day life where it's like, man, bro, if I'm half the man you are,
Yeah.
it's like I'm getting somewhere.
He's got that it quality.
Yeah.
When he signed his new contract, he said, "I'll pay for this in blood." I'm just like, different kind of
And
guy, bro. You won't hear your hardest football player say no shit like that. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's why.
It's just
That's why, like, growing up,
dudes are
like,
fucking
you
crazy.
hear people that are like, man, like, it's like I've always looked up to like Denzel Washington or something like that. They looked up to something like that, and I'm like, I never had that person.
No,
So like when I see people kind of like things like that, I'm just like, man, it's
like
like
that guy going up the hill.
yeah, exactly.
Like
I'm just
that
like,
guy.
man, I aspire
That's
to.
what I'm trying
I
to
aspire to be
Yeah.
you, well, not you, but like I aspire to,
But look,
be
you
half
got
what
you
are,
got
know what I'm saying?
that. You got that in you. You're gonna be good at something in life. You're gonna find something you're good at in life because you got it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whether it be military, MMA, fucking stock trading, whatever it is, you're gonna find something that fucking soul shines through and connects with.
Confirmed Pearl. Confirmed Pearl. I retract my words from earlier. We'll edit that out.
Bought puts.
We'll edit that out later.
You
Okay?
bought puts on me, dog.
I went for broke.
Now look at me soaring to the moon.
But it was a spread, so I still made out a little bit.
You didn't buy me. I was at $1 calls.
Iron Condor, bro.
You missed the $1 call.
I had a call.
Bitch.
I had a cheaper call.
My calls are worth $7.
I had a cheaper call at a higher strike price. I still made out a little bit. Control my losses.
Company. You're down 26% in your portfolio and is diversified. Because I took you into deep space tech diversification in that portfolio.
Bro, that's the one thing is that let's say if tomorrow goes the way I play, I'll make, I'll double my money, and be cool. So, yeah. And that will only be, I'll make, whatever.
I've been looking at how so did you know? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. But it's like when you do that, you really like what would really be rewarding for me is like you held that bitch. You held
that it, yeah,
you
you're right.
That bitch and you made that skill now.
Yeah,
fucking skill.
You
I know what the fuck I was talking about.
And you achieved
the ladders of success. Yeah.
See, I had to flip my I flipped my wordage there now. Because I used to say the same thing, right? Where you're just
I said would.
you said the universe, though, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where you said universe, right? That's exactly what I used to say.
You say God.
But then we had that talk, bro, right?
Yeah.
We had that talk where it's like, it's God, bro.
Yeah.
But it's just so horribly stigmatized with all the Catholic shit, Allah shit, Judas, on and on and on. But really, if you just like how you were looking at it, like being the universe, so same thing as God.
That's the thing. It's funny how like when you and that guy were like, it's like you believe in God, and you're like, yeah. It's like you guys are both talking about different gods, I think.
Yeah, we are.
But the message is still universal.
But we both believe in God.
The message is still universal.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I realized I always believe in God. I was saying the universe, but it's God. It's just not their God.
Yeah,
it's my God.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, and and that was always my, and that is the problem because as soon as you told, when you first told me that, I was just like, oh, does he believe in some type of like higher power or being? I'm just like, okay. But then when you started to go into explanation about it, I'm just like, okay, well, that makes sense, and I can definitely get down with it, and it's weird just to say God, though. Yeah, it has the same connotations with, like you said, the Catholic religion,
and it also has a manly attached to it.
I also think it has this this connotation to it that it would also require worship, where I always told you I don't believe worship that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I always said any God that would create you and then require you to praise him throughout your life, that's a selfish God. That's an egotistical God. I don't even want to believe in that God.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what philosopher it was. But there's a philosopher in like it was in like the like 1600s, something like that, and he was just a lot of his writings were shit like it's just like it was pretty much a lot of what you were saying where you just like any God that requires you to go worship him and requires a building that you have to build for that is no God of mine or a God at all or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I mean, he had some really good, like, good writings. Man, it's gonna bother me now, man, because I wanted to save it and talk about you with this guy, just because, like,
it's perfect.
Those types of like ideas, especially that early on, are it's like almost unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like, you question. I mean, like literally, like the throne, was connected directly. They believe they got that throne, that political power through divine right. They were, this was God given power. So the church was pretty much, always directly connected to the people in power as well. It was always a powerful being. So when you see things like that, I'm just like, man, it's just like, you have those minds, man. People's minds are capable of shit, capable at any time, man. It's weird to think like a mind in the 1600s, could thrive and have the answer to cancer today, but he just happened to be born in the 1600s,
Right.
because that's how his
Different
mind
minds.
worked,
Yep.
He
Absolutely
had
true.
the neurons, he had this power.
I thought it
strength
was
to do
pretty funny today that Pope Francis came out and said that gay people belong.
Yeah.
Gay people belong and they're a part of God's family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so damn funny, right? Now that you have no other choice but to accept it, that's your only choice is to accept it. There's too many gay people.
Well, I mean, like, doesn't it work like if this? Let's say this Pope dies and the next Pope's just like, no, it's like, like, can that be a thing?
Well, let's get this real clear. You guys got a lot of gay guys in there. They like little boys, bro. It's usually little boys. You know what I mean? You're gay. You're gay.
I was saying to my grandmother, I was just like, well, I mean, they've been, it's like they didn't practice homophobia forever, so.
Right. That's usually what it is too. Like, the people that are most like, I don't want to name names. People are just like, I'll never get raped. They can't even imagine us. They can't even admit that 10 guys could rape them. You know what I mean? They can't even admit it.
Who said it? It was like, man, like once one guy held me down, so I realized 2 guys could rape me.
One man can hold me down, 2 can rape me.
Yeah, just
like, yeah, yep. But I love how like I've confronted certain people, where you're like, bro, you're in a 6x6 cell, 10 guys rang in, and try to fuck you. It's like, I ain't getting raped. And I'm just like, I'll describe it all the way until they're backed into a corner, and it's like, I ain't getting fucked. I'll tell you that. It's like they can't admit that there could ever be a scenario where they got.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I think you gay.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, bro, if I had 3 guys, I could rape you. It's like, it's just, just like, come on, like, it's like, if I want to rape you, I'll figure out a way to rape you.
I don't know if you remember, but that's what I did to that guy. That's what I always do. I was like, well, if you got 10 guys, you couldn't rape one person.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, well,
I ain't getting raped. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, bud.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's why I find it like funny where it's like you see people say shit where I'm like, yo, if dudes do this, a little gay, it's just like
it's
gay until you're gay,
right? Exactly.
Like,
did I grab your dick?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did I grab you by the dick? Did I try to fuck you?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's so funny though. I was with Chas the other day and we got to eat, and her and Jen were both saying, they're like, a couple times during the podcast, we got to mute it. Because she's like, I don't need to know that about you, Steve. I just started geeking, thinking about like all this shit you said. Like, yeah, these are all people's houses or something. Some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's just like
that's how guys talk.
Well, yeah, and I mean the other thing is that like you try to come here and I don't try and put on any type of filter.
That's not what I said. I was like, we don't go into it with no agenda. We just recording our combo. And guys talk about things like that.
Not only that, but like I'm not gonna try and change what I am just because it's live and other people are gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we talk about behind closed doors, whether it be
yeah, that's a good part
talking about something like about your true crime, or we're actually talking politics, or we're giving opinions on things, or we're just talking about yeah, exactly. I was just like exactly. And I was just like. Okay,
there's that.
I had a bag between my mattress and Vaseline. Whatever, it's like you figure,
the best ones. That's the best people,
I'll never be embarrassed about what a fucking horny 12-year-old does, bro. What? Like, come on, like you're like, what? Give me some fucking slack, bro. Give me some fucking slack, man. Like, god damn.
Oh, you didn't do nothing.
I was a raging horny 12-year-old. Okay. Give me some fucking slack. I decided to be smart, and instead of just yanking it all day, that I would just try and make some fucking device. Try and make some type of fake,
you made a mattress pussy.
A prison pocket pussy. You made a mattress pussy. A prison pocket pussy. Okay, that's what I was trying to do.
Is that what you looked up?
No.
That would have been so funny if that's what
No.
you searched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Go to
But-
incognito.
I told you,
I
like,
love that meme.
one of the
Me
worst
going-
things that you can do.
Me going incognito mode for the 7th time today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I always told you, bro. Like, I was a young kid and I had access to a computer fairly early on, man. Access to a computer, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, all the way from I want to say 10, when I was 10, 11, up until now, I've always had access to a computer in my house.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you're thinking that, you're like, just like I'm 12 years old. It's like,
You don't even gotta be
homemade
hard.
pussy.
I didn't have to get hard.
Just like.
You just go look at
Think
something.
about you go look at your 10-year-old's iPad or his computer. You'll see the same shit I typed in.
Yeah.
Boobies with pudding.
How to use
it's
a
like like come on.
How to use a condom. What's head? Just basic shit.
Exactly. Naked pictures of girls. Like,
Yep.
come on.
Yep.
Big
Tits.
butts.
Tits.
BBW.
Mouth.
It's like you'll see everything under the sun. So I mean, like
Things I could do to Nicki Minaj's ass.
once you give me a 10-year-old, 11-year-old access to search whatever I want and get results or some type of content, I was typing in whatever I wanted to know. What does a vagina look like?
Right.
And I remember,
see it.
I'll never forget seeing my first vagina on a computer. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
it's weird how that grows
Like,
on you.
ew, you're just like, oh, that looks fucking disgusting. What the fuck? Like, it's just like, but like, still, for some reason, you're just like, I still like it, but it's like, what the
Stick my
fuck?
shit in that,
And eventually,
for some reason, right?
eventually, you start to learn to like it. But like, my first reaction was like,
love it. Eventually, love it, but like, yeah, at first you're just like something's still telling you this motherfucker's still going in there. You know what I mean? Don't matter. If you're going to lose your virginity, that bitch could have the worst pussy you ever seen, bro. You're gonna tell me you're not gonna lose your virginity that day?
Yeah. What? I mean, that's the thing. Like, you're sitting there as like a fucking 10, 12-year-old. You're just like, what is even an ugly, vagina? Just like, I just know my dick hardish. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I very clearly remember the 12-year-old when you're peak horny, just like you'll hump a fucking pillow, bro. You're sitting there, you're fucking rock hard in your fucking jeans. It's just like, just like you'll fuck anything, Hence the pudding, hence the fucking prison pocket pussy.
That's when you go to your deepest lows.
I mean, come on,
That J. Cole line I love. Should I admit that a slutty bitch was my first smash? Wasn't it? Should I admit that a slutty bitch was my first smash? Damn it, I'm forgetting the whole
you
thing.
can't remember it. But I know what song you're talking about. That's bothering you.
Yeah.
Is
that, when you know it? Was an experience, so nah, I didn't wear it out. Always thought my first time would be someone I cared about, but being a virgin was something to be embarrassed about. That's what it is. Should I admit that a slutty bitch was my first smash? Was an experience. Wear it out. Yeah, I have to definitely get that one back down. Should I admit that a slutty bitch was my first smash? Was an experience.
Seems like you got it. I was about to look it up for you.
I did have it.
Yeah, but because that's, I don't know about you, but I mean, like, I didn't get a real sex talk. You know what I'm saying? Everything I learned was from you guys, and just talking with you guys.
But just those lines there, it's like definitely most people's smash is the slutty bitch. That's just the truth. That's usually the neighborhood hoe,
Yeah, because I mean, like, you are worried about it. I mean, like, I was the last to lose amongst you.
That's what he
our
says.
friends. So, I mean, like, it was definitely something to be embarrassed about. It's just like
was an experience. So I didn't want to wear it out. Always thought my first time would be someone I cared about. That's the one right there. That's the one that definitely hits you different, bro, when you really think about it, because you're like, that's definitely true. You always thought your first smash, like when you're younger, you're like, first girl I'm with, I'm in love, my girlfriend, right? Like, that's how you think when you're younger. You're like, man, it could be my girlfriend. As you get older, you're just like, because being a virgin was something to be embarrassed about, You're welcome, J. Cole. But it's true as shit, It's like you're like 14 and everybody starts asking, 13, 14, everybody's like, you virgin still? It's like, well, now I see a slutty bitch, I just smash the first bitch that let me because I don't want to have to say I'm a virgin anymore. And it really is, I feel like what most people feel like.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%, man. And I mean, yeah, it was all good. It was especially, it's like, it's 100%, looked down upon, I mean, like, I remember, everyone's talking in 8th grade. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I guess that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But like at the time in 8th grade, like I didn't feel like I like, that's what I wanted to do. Like I didn't really think about it at the time, 8th grade. It was like, high school. When I got to high school, I was just like, you see them 12th graders, you're just like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, of course, like you looked at the usual ones at Southeast, the usual like suspects that, we know about. And you're just like, yeah, you see them, you're just like, yeah, okay, yeah.
But it's like,
but
like in like 4th and 5th grade, I was attracted to girls. I
100%, bro.
I knew, listen, I
Everything.
knew at that point I knew I was attracted to girl, but like I wasn't like looking at a bitch's ass when she walked by.
No,
you know what I mean?
You had crushes. Yeah,
it's when
like
girls started developing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you start looking like 7th.
I mean, I was
7th grade, bro.
I was looking in, middle school, 6th grade.
I'm saying, yeah.
Looking in middle school, especially because
You're
you
like,
see the older girls in 8th grade.
Damn.
You notice.
And then high school.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to get some girl women bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're all horny.
And I mean, like I said, no one ever gave me the talk. So like, when it like, I didn't really think about it until one of our friends lost it, and I was just like, oh,
right.
I guess it is
probably about time I fucked something.
I guess it was that time, But
I always thought that we'd come up for a better word than horny, but we haven't.
Oh no.
We gotta get something, right?
I mean, I geek at shit like, just like fully erect, It's like.
But you would think like there was at least be like a hood term or something, right?
Yeah, there's always been like.
Horny. You got nothing. You can't even think of anything where it's just like where that means horny.
Well, I mean that's at least widely used.
Like, I'm hard as a bitch. And Bob, you know what I mean? But like.
That's just horny.
Horny. It's so bad.
Word,
it's so bad. I always think about it. I don't even like saying it.
I don't like saying it either.
Like a lot of guys will say it, and I'm just like, you're horny. Like I had to bust a nut.
Yeah, exactly. I'm finna smash.
I'm finna clap something.
Exactly. Yeah. Say some shit like that. But there's no words.
Right. But that doesn't. If I say I'm finna clap something, that doesn't mean horny. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
We got nothing. We got nothing. You have to say horny.
I guess you can imply it from that, but
you could be a 16-year-old drug dealer. You're gonna say horny.
And you're gonna be a 30-year-old man,
and you're gonna say horny.
It's like, be 50. I mean, it's just like yeah. So maybe we should change that, bro.
We gotta figure out something about horny.
Move that one forward a little bit.
How long you gotta wait to move on? Like, say. I always say it's about what happened, right? But let's say you're with your girl for 10 years, right? She gets into a car accident, Steve, and God forbid passes away. How long till you can crack?
Until you can what? Crack somebody?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, everyone's gonna move on differently, So I mean, like I would think at least a year or two, you probably wouldn't feel right, Especially if you really love that person. It's a year or two, like you probably still be a little fucked up, little PTSD damage. I mean, there might be some people that just be like, 5 months down the line, they're just like, she want me to move on, and they start, smashing. I mean, I would think I would at least be out of commission for a year or two,
What about she had a heart attack?
I mean, if she died suddenly in any form,
Okay, she had a slow death then.
What do you mean slow death?
Cancer. And it was a 2-year span. Then eventually she passed.
I think something like that. It'd probably be like like half of half a year or so.
6 months.
I think you move a little quicker because I think it's in your head that I think when you get especially a terminal diagnosis like that,
it's been a long process.
Not everyone, but I mean especially when things aren't ever on the up and up, I think a lot of times people check out before then, and it's they're kind of prepared a little bit to lose this person almost.
Right.
So not everyone's like that.
Here's the one thing I always think about though, right? Is if you're on your deathbed and you're dying, and
want them to move on.
you would tell your girl, move right on. Like, move
Exactly,
on tomorrow.
exactly,
Like, don't even worry,
You
right?
want-
Like,
exactly,
it's okay. Move on.
Yeah.
So that's the one part that does get me. But when that's why I named something like brutal, because it's like, damn, that would be hard to get over.
Exactly. Something where like they're gone suddenly. It's just like, man, yeah, you got to deal with that a little bit, especially if you love that person.
But it's also, I think it's also a little bit of a gap there, right? Of like, say you go out to the bar and you have a one night stand, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm not dating someone. I don't want a new girlfriend,
Exactly,
but like,
yeah.
damn, I was out there, I was drunk, she was drunk, and we just hooked up.
And I think that's fine, just because someone does it immediately doesn't mean that they're in the wrong or anything, or they're being disrespectful. And that's the thing. Like, people have to get over this idea that, like, it's like everything works for everybody. That guy might, it might be the best for him to, go out. Like, in my mind, a week's too soon, but like in this guy's mind, that just might be how it works for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's okay. And it could be a mistake on his part. Like, we're too quick to judge on people's actions and like what we see as doing something wrong or doing someone wrong.
And you're not always going to be right.
Exactly.
Even because somebody made a decision, they can be wrong too. And you can say, "Yeah, I made the wrong decision.
Exactly,
I regret it.
And we don't
Leave me alone."
hate that person. Exactly.
Leave me alone.
This guy lost his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, he goes out, and I may come to him and talk about his unhealthy coping mechanism of going out to sleep with somebody within a week. I'm just like, bro, that's the healthiest way to go about it. And it's just like, well, that may work for him. That's very traumatic.
Okay. How do you feel about this? Right, your girl passes away. Can you still jerk off to her?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like,
are you gonna delete everything? You know what I mean? How's that work?
I don't know.
She was my girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You may. I don't think
only
for
you
me,
know.
I probably wouldn't be able to at that point. I might just be like.
But sometimes when you get done, you're like, I'm glad I'm the only one that knew what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're out of that place.
Yeah, right.
What was that? Who were you? Who the hell was that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm
Dick's purple.
I'll probably swollen. You're bleeding a little bit. You're bleeding a little bit
dry.
Have you ever done it to that point?
Yeah. I have, unfortunately. When I was younger, not when I got older.
Yeah.
You get older, you learn different things, but as a youngin', I'm just like, I didn't care.
There's been a couple of times, not that
the more it hurt, the better. When I was younger. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
There's been a couple of times where it's like, you're just like, for me personally, it's just like, I'm just like, I'm just not finding the right thing, it's just like, I'm sitting there, it might be 45 minutes at this point, It was like you're sitting jerking off for 45 fucking minutes. I'm just like,
I'm in way too deep.
What the fuck?
I'm busting this nut. What are we? I go. Once that happens, I'm like, what are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? Let's figure this out.
Exactly, man.
That makes me think about this fucking podcast I've been watching, right? Which is American Scandal.
I'm not sure if this is where this is going after that. But
check me out.
Okay.
American Scandal, right? So have you ever heard of 3 Mile Island?
No.
Okay, so it's this island right in Pennsylvania where it was like one of the first like nuclear power plants set up, right? So like these people create this system, this power plant system, which like I've been getting super involved in because after hearing the podcast, I'm just like amazed. I never thought about what a nuclear power plant really is, bro. Like, I think you should listen to it's just a little 4 episodes, 40 minutes a piece, because you learn a lot about a nuclear reactor, bro.
Okay, what you got, bro?
Like,
I'm interested.
So, first of all, before I get into the entire story, just like I didn't even understand what a nuclear core was, bro. Like, do you get what that is?
I think I know.
Right, because I'm still doing research on it, right? But it's ultimate power, bro, that is at the core of a nuclear reactor. You know, it is the power, basically. And that has to be covered at all times, basically. So this is what I'm learning more on because I'm just so interested of like, how do they get that thing there? Do they start and cover it? How the fuck's that work?
I mean, it's pretty much like
How do you start it?
it's pretty much like how a star makes energy, but like not
Yeah.
to that extent. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Yeah.
But this thing produced 900,000 megawatts a day or like something crazy, bro.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Right? So I didn't even understand what that was. So I'll come back in later cast to explain the more I learn about it. But basically the story on this was it was the company something with a W, I forget, Wimbico or some shit.
Yeah.
They create the nuclear reactor basically setup, you know, which is what it is. They're selling you the entire setup for you to have a nuclear reactor in your state. And they come and bring this to governors and shit, you know. And this governor, Thornwell at the time, this is 1989, he approves it. And he's like, you know, that seems like a good idea. It produces so much electricity, you know, it's supposed to be no emissions and shit.
Yeah.
They end up doing it. Well, this fucking company, bro, let me try and walk you through the story. I don't want to sit here and give you the whole podcast, right? But these guys are sitting there, and long story short, next thing you know, a lot of things start going wrong with the gauges, right? And they're trying everything they can to fix it. These guys are trained for this system. They go through a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
process. They know what they're doing, right? So eventually they're like, we don't know what the fuck's going wrong, bro. And things are heating up so much to the point where they have to release steam. And the people of Pennsylvania think that steam's radiation. So like they're all freaking out. And like there's 100,000 people that like voluntarily evacuated and shit. And they're debating, you know, evacuating more, but it's just steam at this time because it's building up so much pressure and heat in there. So they call up the makers of the company and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? It's building up heat. They're like, well, there's a known problem basically with the heater core at the core's flap gate, basically. And sometimes it can get stuck open. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't you tell someone that, you know, or like remake it or something? They just were selling these things. There's like 16 of these nuclear powered using the same thing at the same time in America.
No problem.
With this known problem to the core, bro. The core's flap gate, right?
Yeah.
So of course, I'm a dummy right now, but I'm going to learn more because I'm interested. But basically, that core has to be heated at all times. I mean, cooled at all times.
Yeah.
So
It's like a bit of water, near water.
yeah, that's why. Or you do water tanks too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that place has 4 huge water tanks that are just constantly pumping through. Well, that has to go through a filtration process also because they can't just have any water going in there. And they also filter the water when it comes out of there. So that's all meant to cool it. But you can also cool it other ways. Hydrogen is one, and releasing the steam is another to be able to cool it down. But basically, you need water pumping through that thing at all times, dog.
Yep.
Well, this thing had got stuck open and it released 32,000 fucking gallons of nuclear reactor coolant, which is what you mix with the nuclear reactor to keep it at a sustainable level, basically.
Yeah.
So it released too much of that. It didn't have enough now to give
Keep
to
it
the
cooling. That's why
reactor.
it's going
So the
hotter.
reactor's getting hotter. And now this thing, this is one good thing about it, right? This bitch has safety measures on safety measures on safety measures,
Heat
bro.
up, yeah.
It kind of saves itself, basically, but it also fucked itself up. So it's kind of, you know, what the hell? But so once that happens, it shuts down the water filtration things. That's the first thing it shuts down is those 3. But they don't want those shut down. They need those pumping because this thing's way hotter than they knew it was. They got no coolant, so they have to bring in nothing but water now. They can't even use, they got no coolant. They don't got enough.
Okay.
So they're trying to bring in water, so they got to override these things. Well, these things are hot. So now they're shaking, you know, and they're basically dealing with like a crazy situation of like nuclear reactor. So the people on the line are like, look, if that's, so they sent a guy to go down, check down the flab, and like the flab at the time was closed. So he's like, it's not the flab. He's like, we don't know what else it could be then, man. It becomes this big ass thing, bro. Jimmy Carter, the president at the time, ended up coming there. There's like, they send like every nuclear specialist pretty much ends up coming there trying to figure out things. And like people have to go into like radiation, like 1,000 times the lethal limit.
Oh my God.
And they have to go inside of there and get readings and shit to be able to tell. Like, It's crazy, bro, of like what they had to do to be able to like save this thing. So it shut that down. They had to turn that back on. To do that, they released hydrogen, but then the hydrogen made it hotter, so they had to release steam. Like, so they have so much they're trying to fix what's going on. So then they go and check the coolant. Well, once the coolant gets too hot, there's not enough coolant in there, it shoots a fucking foam through the lines, bro, and stops the radiation from coming through you. I'm like, this shit's pretty badass. Like, you fucked up on the flap, right? But that's some cool ass shit, you know? So like after it does that, it starts shutting down things. Like, it's trying to shut it down, but they need certain things to keep going. At this point, like, it's a big ass story. You learn a lot about the reactor, bro. You learn a lot about what happens. Yeah, well, you got you don't got an iPhone, but I guess I don't know if you get it on YouTube. I get it. I would listen to iPhone podcast.
Okay,
but you can probably find it on YouTube. It's called American Scandal.
Yeah, it's usually on all platforms. You know, it's not usually designated as one.
Yeah, and it's that guy. You know him. It's like, what's his name? Like, not is it Graham Hancock or some shit like that? He's from CNN or CNBC or some shit. His name's like Graham Hamick or something. I forget, but something like that.
I know who you're talking about.
He what's his, and he just has a good narration voice, and they kind of go through about what was happening, man. You learn a lot about it, and just like I was just like, what the fuck? So they end up stopping that thing, right? And they say that they never allowed like a lethal limit into the atmosphere of radiation, but this thing was leaking, bro. Like, when they first do the first taps, they test it on the pipe where the radiation is pumping through, and it taps 1,000, bro, which is like the full meter full, you know. So it was leaking. So they said nothing ever happened. Eventually, they ended up cooling it down, fixing it. The problem was, right, that the coolant wasn't getting in there because the flap did stay open. It ended up shutting, but it was open. So the coolant was just leaking in there to the core. Exactly. And the core was exposed, bro, which is like what you don't want. So they said if that core was exposed, if the people in there didn't do the things they did do, and the safety measures weren't taken, if that core was exposed, I think they said for like another 90 minutes, it would have been to the point of no return. So I'm just sitting there picturing in my head, like, this fucking core, exposed. Because they said like they put like 6 feet of concrete around it because they're trying to stop the radiation, from coming out of it, basically. But like, it's pumping,
Yeah.
I imagine, you probably shouldn't work at those things, period. But
I mean, look at Chernobyl. That's still going to this day.
Well, they fucked up there. That was spelled. But
I'm saying, like, when
but if it works
wrong,
right, if it goes wrong, right. But if it works right, it's not supposed to have nothing. But so nothing ever happens. People still to this day want to file lawsuits, try to do cases and shit, because all in that region there's thyroid issues, everything that's related to radiation, heart conditions, white blood cell count, shit like that.
They're like, that never happened.
And they're like, they said maybe some got out, but it was never enough. Basically, that was a lethal event that would have like changed the atmosphere.
Yeah, or fuck with this.
But who knows?
Yep. Fuck that, man. It's just like,
because here was the problem, right?
I live near one.
So in the beginning of that story, they take you back. That's like 9 months before that or some shit. Might have been actually years, I forget. But before that, there's a guy who does inspections of the nuclear factories for the Fed, basically. And he comes to the Fed and he's like, look, we changed the law. They changed the law. I'm forgetting the years, but they've changed the law before that accident happened to where, like they did with Iran, bro, where they inspect their own nuclear power plants. So the people that sold them that kit to build that were inspecting the power plant themselves. So like they had a lot of sketchy shit going on in that place. Like they were doing maintenance on there when it was running at full capacity. When you do maintenance, you're supposed to tune it down, So it's like things like that. And it ended up just being super sketchy. And there's a person that brought it to the forefront before that happened and was like, look, there's going to be a problem if the people that are selling it are inspecting it, like you can't do that. And they were like, we're taking a look into it. And then bam, that happened. Mm-hmm. And it was something that they knew about, so it was a big fucking issue there because they're trying to make money,
Yeah.
It's weird. Every time I hear about things like that, I don't want to hear that it's a private company. I don't. I want it to be a government built. Exactly, so if it's a government problem, you know what I mean?
That's why, like, you see trying to do shit like where they just, they're state-run companies, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're state-owned companies, I mean? Like, it makes sense, because I mean, like, you don't want, like, that's the problem with, like, Boeing, that's why they say it's too big to fail, because that's who makes America's machines, that's who make America's planes, that's who makes America's jets, like, that's who you're working with. You can't, like, did they fail? That's, like,
right.
Come on.
Airbus gets the contracts. I got a long distance call.
But now Europe's making your airplane, so it's like
Sweden.
I'm not making my own
And
planes.
Sweden.
I'm not making my own planes, and I think it's German. Boeing.
No, it's one of those.
No, not Boeing. Airbus.
Yeah, Airbus.
Yeah, Airbus.
Is it
They're
German?
European made. I know that.
Oh, it was Sweden.
They're a Europe company. That's all I know. So I mean, like you want like that's one thing that is great about America is that like you do have some powerful companies you can tap into that would pretty much so you can see is like I mean like
But like I'm going to do toll booth glass. Why would I do their glass? Why would they pay a company to do their own glass? Just fucking hire some people to do it. And then have them as your glass.
Economy, bro. You're also a small business. I'm sure they're also registered as a minority business.
I think China economy is doing fine.
Being Jewish. Yeah, but how can you really trust that when the government?
How can you trust ours, Steven?
You know what I'm saying?
How can you trust ours,
bro? I mean, because
it is so funny that we say that.
But listen.
We're just as corrupt, bro. We're just as corrupt.
You have the private companies, they're gonna want to always make money. But when you have state-run companies, it's like, well, my biggest companies in my country that I run and also own aren't doing too good. My GDP, people see that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I think China's one especially with their state-owned organizations. You know what I'm saying? It's just super sketch, bro. When they say their economy grew, 4%, is it like, don't know, China. Don't know. I just don't. I don't know. China's just sketch.
Square up.
China thinks America's sketch, but I mean, like, at least the businesses are privately owned. There's no government-owned like agency.
The stock market's fraudulent.
The government doesn't. If anything, the businesses own America rather than the America owning the businesses. So
that's not good, though.
But that's what I'm saying. So like when you
that's
see
horrible. That means capitalism failed.
Like when you see economic numbers, I think it's just like horrible.
Bro, I could name 10 companies that own America. It's bad.
Oh yeah, no, it's
bad.
Terrible.
It's
bad,
terrible, bro. That's what you don't want in a country, dog.
I never said it was good. I'm just saying, like, it's like, I think when it comes to like them doing like the money shit, it's like, well, yeah, of course they're making money. Those private businesses literally own America.
Whereas but they're just like, we made 50 bill last year.
Whereas China, it's
and then America's like, you owe us 10 billion then. And it's like, no, we don't. No, you don't. It's like
I never said it was good, bro. I'm just saying. I was just saying when it comes when you're talking about China and them reporting these financial numbers, it's like, well,
would you say that to a Chinaman right now to his face?
They're pumping up their own economy.
Would you say that to a loyal Chinaman, a Yang follower, a Yang dynasty follower? Would you say that to his face right now?
It's propaganda, bro.
I fucking doubt it, buddy. I fucking doubt it.
I'll talk to that Chinaman. Look, bro, Chinaman, okay? It's just, it's like, come on.
Come on, brother, work with me.
Come on.
Come on, brother. I'm trying to work with you here.
You see?
Give me something.
I have small eyes. You also have small eyes. Get
out. Get out. Go back. It's worse here.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's just like, nah, it's worse here. And we're all debating who got to the worst.
Well, I mean, like,
instead of saying God is good.
I love you, bro. I love you too, man.
I love you, brother.
Exactly.
God is good. I have my health.
I'll take care of you. Take care of me. All right, bro.
Hey, let's clap.
Let's
clap something short.
That's all it has to be, man. Just a quick. All right.
Oh, what the world could be, right?
We're one away from more peace.
And a big ass utopia.
All we needed was Obama to go up and it'd be good.
Obama could have did it all. We're out here solving world peace one question at a time. I appreciate y'all. Love you. Thanks for checking us out. Keep tuning in.
Tesla calls is the way.
Tesla calls. Right to the fucking moon.
You have a good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe.
Tesla calls.